Good morning, and today my name is Aurora Green, and I am going to be teaching a lesson today using the Smart Board and an activity that will help us with grammar. And so I'd like to have you join us. First of all, when introducing my lesson, I like to always be able to let you know what we're going to be learning, again the objective and the materials that we'll be using, and again the procedure and then assessment. So today's subject is the language arts. The topic is grammar. We're going to be learning on how to use the thesaurus. So the intended outcome today is the objective, and we'll go back here, is to learn about the uses of a thesaurus. Step 2 is to practice using a thesaurus, will be our 2 objectives. And we'll come back to that when we get through the lesson and then introduce a new topic. Okay, so let's begin. So what I would like for everyone to try to tell me first of all is raise your hand if you know or if anybody has heard of the word thesaurus and how would we use a thesaurus. And so what I would do is have students come up and they could do an interactive situation where they could come up and, or at least just raise their hand and discuss ideas. And so again, writing what a thesaurus is used for. Most people or some kids would probably say, okay, it's a dictionary, okay, or a grammar tool. So hopefully the whole objective also is to have kids interact with the board, and then we would click and use this in a sentence if we wanted to extend the lesson a little bit. Okay, so then now I can drag and again, it would show my answers here. Part of their interactive board sometimes is that it will show what you've written, and you want to be able to just go back, drag the target to the left, and close. Again, have them write down the answers or responses that you get, drag the target back to the right, and then explain to them the definition of what a thesaurus is and how to use it, and then other resources to get to a thesaurus if you do not have a book. Now usually always I like to be able to let the students know that the materials that they'll need for the lesson today is paper, a pencil, and of course a dictionary with a thesaurus. Okay, so again, the definition of thesaurus is a listing of words with similar or related meanings. A thesaurus can help you find the words that you need to express yourself accurately. It's a very, very useful tool, especially when writing and when you don't know exactly what words to use. You have very simple words and you want to kind of make them a little bit more extravagant. Again, it's available as a reference book. You want to be able to also, like I would want to let them know that this is a book. It's a reference book. It's not a library book. So a reference book is always, again, a nonfiction type book that's expository. It's expository text that is true in meaning and factual. Again, clicking to a link also for internet use so that the student can see that they have another source to go to if they do not have the book. Okay? Oops. Sorry. So this would be the internet tool. So using the thesaurus on an online as a resource for them to be able to get to the source. Also, the next step in the interactive board would be to look up words in a thesaurus and write 5 words. So very, very short. Everyone would get a copy of a thesaurus or the dictionary to use the internet, and then they would need to come up with 5 answers for the 3 words that I have written here. In this case, I chose the word middle. So everyone would go in. Again, I would tell them that this is a dictionary and a thesaurus, and so that the answers would be towards the back of the dictionary. So then we would go to the word middle. And hopefully give everyone enough time to be able to find the word and have them then write right on the middle. Oh, no. and then they can come up and do interactive. So then I would have one student come up and do middle, another one would come up and do careful and angry and so forth. And again, making sure that the link is there so the students can go directly to the source. Then next, again, more interaction. I would want to be able to put a fill-in blank words where we have a description of words that the student would come and choose, and then they would need to come and drag where that word would go. So obvious would be more of a exact or perfect. Again, I would want to make it clear that these are the words that they need to use for the thesaurus, and then they would see that these words are common, and then they can make the distinction and carry that word over to the word column. Now, using the thesaurus and replacing some of the words below, again, a text exercise where they would come in and read normally of what would be, can you stop for a second?
Oh, bye.
Okay.